you could use clubs where you could like at that time you could cut the air with a knife basically, and everyone was like puffing along. So let's fast forward 2 decades, and then there's this young woman in Oslo. And you have kind of already introduced her a little bit. She stumbles upon something on the internet, and then she kind of rewinds the tape.
Well, we were talking, you and I, earlier about how there are young people today. I mean, I classed 2016 as today because it hasn't changed too much since then. It's still very much a digital age from that point on. And there are people, she's 20, and there are people that age that don't embrace the modern world, that aren't into their mobile phones and stuff. That she has vinyl, she has a Tandberg stereo thing. I mean, obviously she has downloaded music, she's still into the internet, she's still online, she's very tech savvy, but she still likes her vinyl. Excuse me. But yes, she discovers this song. And it's not a brilliantly recorded song. It's just 2 guys on a guitar playing a song. But something about it just connects with her. And she goes into that cycle of, I love this song. Over and over.
She's Edda.
Edda, yeah.
Edda. How did you pick that name?
Don't remember. Usually there's a reason why I pick names. And I can't remember why.
How would you describe her?
Who
is she?
She's introverted. I guess she's sort of a female me moving on in my life, because when I left the band, I became this sort of, I started doing a lot of music on the computer, and I became obsessed with my computer, and my whole world revolved around my computer. So I was downloading all this music, downloading just everything I could find, trying to find new music, because it was all of a sudden, this is the good thing about the internet, is everything became available, everything was suddenly there. So she's an indie girl for the 21st century. She likes her music. She doesn't have many friends. She's just broken up with a boyfriend that is not the most earth-shattering relationship, but to her it's the end of the world, because he's kind of done it first. She's a bit of a late starter. So so she's just one of these people that sits away and listens to music and doesn't have much of a life.
Kind of comes across as a bit of an archaeologist at the same time. In a way,
it's
digging her way down through the.
I actually use that exact word in the book, that she becomes a music archaeologist. So she's finding all these bands from the 60s and 70s that nobody's heard for years, that all of a sudden these people have these records and they're digitising them and uploading them and sticking them in file share. Because 2016, it's before Spotify, but it's after Napster and LimeWire and all these file sharing stuff, I think. So all of a sudden she's got a lot of music and just becomes immersed in it. But obviously she is an impulsive person, and she is curious, and she's not happy just to have this one song. She's like, I want more of this band. I want to know who this band is. You know, I need to know about this band. So she, being an online person, understanding how to find stuff online, how to find music, she starts to look for the band. And she finds absolutely nothing of her. She takes a whole night. There's nothing there. The band is called Plate, which was particularly chosen because if you remember the 90s, there was a lot of bands with really boring band names. A lot of one-word bands didn't really say anything. Oasis, say no more. So she tries to find this band, but she doesn't know any of the names of the people in the band. The song is not like one of these songs where it's got an obvious title in the chorus. So she tries searching the lyrics, she tries searching everything, but she can't find anything. But eventually, this is yeah, I can say this. This is not a spoiler. Eventually, she's searching the lyrics, and I think that's how she finds it. I can't remember now. But the summertime. I think she's searching the lyrics, and she finds this old website from the 90s. Do you remember the GeoCities? You'll remember, won't you? And it always seemed to, really blocky with like little boxes here. And
tables.
Yeah, table, and always in really hideous colours. So she finds this awful website. It's purple with a blue font, so you can barely even read it. And all of a sudden, she finds this website, and it lists lyrics from from a dozen songs. And she thinks, this must be it. These are the song lyrics that I'm hearing in my song. So this must be it. So now all of a sudden, I've got all these song titles, all these lyrics, and a few names, because the band, the singer, the Francis Novak and Gordon Powell, the singer and the guitarist, are credited as the songwriters. So all of a sudden, she's got the surnames and the song titles. So she searches more and more and more and more and more and more, and she still can't find anything. It's a dead loss, because this band, it's 20 years ago, they were never signed, so there's just no, they didn't have social media by then, so there was nothing.
And I think you could add also that the band really ended before it started.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean they.
So not even a one-hit wonder. It was
No. So yeah, they didn't make it. They didn't get signed. They didn't make it into the NME, and there's no digital fingerprint or footprints or whatever you want to call them. And so she's just about given up, and then she's looking at this website, and she goes scrolls right down to the bottom. She's just about to go into the code to see. She's that desperate to go into the code to see if there's anything hidden in the code. And then she noticed, because it is stupid font colour on this stupid background, she noticed a little smudge at the bottom, and so she highlights it, and it gives a name. It says, this website is owned by Kirsty Mallinger. And Kirsty, if you remember from the that I read, is the girlfriend of one of the band. So she's obviously set this website up at some point, because that's what I guess people did back then. She signed it at the bottom. Unfortunately, she has a really unusual name. So Ella searches this name and finds social media for this Kirsty. So she finds his social media, and she says, okay, well, I'll send a message. If it's the right person, it's the right person. If it's not, it's not. So she sends a social media message to Kirsty. I can't remember exactly what it was now, but something like, I found this band, I really like this band, do you know anything about them? If not, don't worry about it. But if you do, please let me know. And she gets a reply from Kirsty saying, yes, I know that band, and Francis was my husband. So then we have our first twist.
Uh-huh. So, and you told us that you didn't want to write like a guy's book. A book with guys and guys and guys and guys, and this is also a story about these two women.
Yeah.
I think this is the point where you pick up the book and read the next section.
Yeah, I think I can do that. Yeah.
Because it's interesting when these two women meet and start sort of revisiting.
Well,
the 90s.
She made this contact with Kirsty, and they arranged to have a chat online.